Hi, Cynthia.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Fine, very fine.
Um, Thank you for coming on to have a conversation with me. I've invited Cynthia Klaila to come and talk with me because she's my friend's mom and she is a bad ass, incredible mama bear. And just you've had so many adventures in your life, and I really want to share this conversation that we had. So, as a Peace Corps volunteer, right?
Yes,
Where were you sent?
Togo, West Africa.
Okay. And what were you doing there?
I was a high school math teacher
High school math teacher.
in
And there
French.
in French. See? You guys, this woman's awesome. Okay, so French teaching math in French in
Yes,
Togo.
yes.
And these were all girls or boys and girls?
Oh, it's mostly boys.
Mostly boys.
Yeah, girls don't aren't. There's not enough money. They have to buy a school uniform, and
Mhm.
although it's not much, they have the boys are given preference. So the girls end up not going in. Plus, once they start menstruating, there's nothing, no bathrooms, and so it's really not enjoyable experience for them to be at school like that, with nothing. So they basically drop out,
Right.
or they're told to drop out by their parents because they can't afford, or they have to stay home and help the mom with all the little children or something.
Right. There's always like a barrier that keeps them from coming to
It
school every
keeps
day.
them from continuing. Yes. Well,
Okay.
back then, I don't know. That was back 75 to 77 is when I was there, and
Okay.
I don't know if it's improved. I'm not sure.
Okay. So tell us about how you really took one girl under your wing.
Well, this one girl was just a serious student, and she was always prepared, and she was smart, and a lot of them were just not really paying attention. The ones that were there, the few, or they were just more interested in the boys, or they were going to get married, or like this one was. She was actually serious, and she she was smart, and she could definitely had no trouble with the math and anything else that far as I can see. And her parents weren't they weren't telling her she had to leave school, but basically once she finished high school, if she did go that long, um, then she wouldn't be able to go any further. They'd have the
That's
family
what they
couldn't
told
have
her.
yeah, the family couldn't have afforded to send
Okay.
her on because she'd have to leave the little village,
Mm-hmm.
and it just not it wasn't possible. So yeah, this was one that was sort of, I thought, if any girl could make it there, this one could.
Mm-hmm. And so then what did you do?
So when I was nearing my end of my 2 years, I talked to her, and I said, you should just keep going in school. You should keep going. You can do it. And she said, well, uh, there wouldn't be money. And I said, if I promise to send you a certain amount of money, which we would determine every month, as long as you stayed in school, would you stay in school? So it would cover whatever your books, whatever it would cover. And she said, yes. And I said, okay, well, I will do that if you will stay in school. And so I didn't even remember that I had even done any of this at all.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any recollection, but it turns out I did that for her, and she stayed in school, and she went all the way through and became a pharmacist.
Mm-hmm.
So I found out only maybe, I think 7 years ago when I my daughter and my niece both contacted me and said, "There's this person on Facebook that is telling us she's the daughter of one of your old students," and she had a picture of me in a Togo, dress
Yeah.
with the girl,
Mhm.
and, she wants to talk to you because she wants you to know what you did for her. And then I said, they said her name was, Batanata, some other, and I said, "Oh, Batanata Asima. I remember her. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, apparently you funded her all the way through school, and she's become a huge success, and her whole family changed because of it, her dynamics, and she really wanted to talk to you, to tell you, and she wants you even to come to Togo so she can pick you up in her car, and she
Oh
wants
my
to."
god.
And I said, "Wow." So she arranged a three-way, the
Yeah.
daughter and the mother, her mother and
Yeah.
me, and the mother only speaks French.
Mhm.
So I said, "Well, my French is pretty rusty after all this time." So the daughter said, "Well, I'll be there to help you
Translate.
translate," because she was
Yeah.
very fluent in English.
Yeah.
And so it turns out the daughter was actually in France in dental school.
Wow.
And
Guys, this is why you're on. One single drop.
one little thing, and it wasn't, I didn't have money back then. I mean, I
Mhm.
did not have any extra money. I came back from Peace Corps
Yeah.
with a little bit of money, and I got a job as a teacher in a private school. I didn't have money. It wasn't so but I gave my word, so I always made sure I sent whatever it was we had agreed upon that she needed, and I always made sure I did. Uh, but I didn't remember it. And then after I now knew, then I started remembering, "Oh, yeah. I guess I I guess I did do that, didn't I?" But so we had our three-way, and that was right before COVID.
Mhm.
So I was all set actually to go over.
Yeah.
She wanted to she was a pharmacist in the town that we had lived in,
Yeah.
and she wanted to get me from the airport at the capital
Yeah.
in her car, which was unheard of to have cars.
Right.
And she wanted to take me up to her home, her nice home, show me the pharmacist, and so as we were talking, she told me one thing that she had done because of me was she'd do every year a take your daughters to work day.
Wow.
And so she had all these girls come to her pharmacy, and she did a take your daughters to work day to encourage other girls
Right.
to keep going, that they could do it. And she did that every year. And she was so grateful because I had changed the entire family economic
Yeah.
dynamics from the subsistence living
Right.
to, surplus income even. And she asked me, can you come over? So we started planning it, and then COVID happened, and then we talked again later, and then she said, I'll send you if you can't afford a ticket, I'll send you a ticket."
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Like, talk about surplus income and
Yeah.
being able to send her daughter to university in France.
In France, and her son had already been to finished, with a master's in he's a IT tech,
Oh my
something.
gosh.
So, yeah, and she has this pharmacy, and it's like she goes off to France regularly for pharmacy
Conventions.
conventions and things
Uh-huh.
and speaking, and
Yeah,
anyway, it's like I was blown away. It made me cry. Like, what?
I
Like,
know. Just like literally a random act of kindness because you even forgot that you did this.
yes, I even forgot that I did this. And then, in fact, even when the daughter was first telling me, and I was like, I did that? She goes, yes, you did for certain. My mother remembers, and she's been trying to like reach you. She found you on Facebook, but the daughter was doing it for me. And so, yeah, I got this person requesting friend, but I didn't know who
Right.
she was, so I ignored it. And it was the daughter trying to get me because
Right.
she told her mother said, please find this woman. And so
Oh,
she found me, but then I wouldn't accept
yeah.
the friend request or anything because I was like, oh yeah,
Right.
right. Who's this?
Right. Right.
Yeah. And then so it took her she saw in my profile like my the Willa and a niece
Yes.
in Alaska, so she tried them
Oh
as
my
like, and they of course knew that I'd been in Togo and that
God.
was
Right.
me.
Right.
And that's when they both what the same they both were like an hour apart, like contacted me saying, so there's this woman. I went, oh my God, yeah, I do. I, I know who I remember her mother's name
Oh
after all
my
that time. So
gosh.
anyway, it was so I haven't ever been back because
Right.
of the COVID thing, and then there was that other horrid disease that was going around. I
I
forget what
don't
it
know
was
what it
called.
is. Right.
Stuff that you don't want to be there
Right. Right.
at all.
Right.
And like right now, I was seeing in the news that there was like major protests going on because the
Okay.
yeah
Yeah.
political stuff going on. So it's
Right.
just not.
It's not
I've never
ideal.
no, and so we talked about maybe instead meeting up in France. If I
Yes.
but she really wanted me to come there.
Right. To see her pharmacy.
She wanted me. She wanted to get me in her car, take me to the village, into her nice home.
Gosh.
Yeah. So anyway,
Imagine that would be so amazing
yes,
just to witness all of that.
yes, and
Yeah.
she's so proud. Obviously, like
Obviously.
yeah. And she said, "I owe it all to you." And I
Can
said,
you believe
"Oh,
that?
you had something to do with it."
Right? You didn't study for her.
I said, "I didn't offer that to anybody else. I just knew you
Yeah.
could do it,
Right.
and I believed in you, and
You
proved
believed
me
in yourself.
you proved me correct. And
Gosh. That is
anyway,
just
that
the
was
most beautiful story.
yeah, yeah,
Thank you
especially to
so much.
find out later
Yeah.
that you that yeah,
Ah,
have no idea. So anyway,
so amazing. Yeah,
yeah,
thank you. Thank you for sharing. I mean, it just goes to show you, one simple drop can create ripples and
exactly.
waves.
Yes, and there's many stories like that within the Peace Corps community of someone
Oh,
doing
gosh.
one little thing that was not much for us to
Yeah.
give,
Yeah.
but because of it, what that person turned around and could now do. There's a
Right.
there's a number of stories like that that just amazing.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah, I met this woman at a Joanne store. She was like 60, I don't know, she said she was like 68 or something. And she's like, "Yeah, I just got back from the Peace Corps,"
yeah. There's
because
no
she
age
just
limit.
decided she wanted to go.
Yeah. Where did she go? Do you remember?
She didn't tell me where she went. It was literally just like passing by. She was telling me her story real fast, but
Yeah.
I was impressed by that because, normally we don't think about that. We think like, oh, this volunteer work when we're young, maybe like gap year between college or whatever, right? But no.
Usually when they're older like that, they won't put them in a remote village. They'll put you in the capital
Yeah,
or
okay.
some major,
Right.
town city so that whereas I was like three-quarters the way up the country. There was
So neat.
yeah, I was more remote.
Remote, for sure. Yeah. Oh gosh. Well, that is also a testament to joining the Peace Corps and volunteering.
Yeah. No, it was I joined the Peace Corps not to save the world, because that is what people who are just totally think they're going to save the world,
Mm,
they they're not happy, because it doesn't seem like when you get there that you're going to make any difference.
right.
So it's the people like me who joined just simply for the adventure
Yeah.
that we end up being successful and completing
Enjoying it,
and
feeling
enjoying it.
feeling
And
fulfilled.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, because I figured afterwards, and when you join the Peace Corps, they ask you to pick your top three locations you'd like to go.
Yeah.
And my first choice was coastal Africa, because I figured, first of all, it'd be another way out of the country if there was some. I'd like to have all options available: land, sea, and
Yes.
and air, in case there was some horrid thing that happened. Um, and I wanted Africa because uh, I hadn't done international travel, and I thought, if I learn to live for 2 years in Africa, I can go
Yeah.
anywhere, and
So
that's been the
true.
case. And that's been the case.
Mhm. Yeah.
Everything you do there, there's something very dangerous. Everything,
Really?
everything has this dangerous side to it, and
Wow.
they give you this health talk when you first get there. Well, actually, yeah, it's like a whole day.
Mhm.
And there was one woman who left the next day on a plane because she was like, no. And
Yeah, I
another
imagine
one
that.
fainted.
Oh my gosh.
But it, they were very, very thorough. And as long as you actually follow what they tell you to do,
Mhm.
nothing happened to me ever. I didn't even get any, there's all these things you get, worms and like
Yeah.
all kinds of everything you
Parasite.
do, you're opening yourself up to something pretty bad. And
Mhm.
I didn't get anything because I followed the rules. And the ones
Right.
that did, they said, "Oh, I've been here long enough. I can eat I can eat some lettuce." No, you cannot eat lettuce. I couldn't eat lettuce unless I soaked it in iodine first.
Right. Right.
I couldn't eat
You
any
just didn't
fruit.
have that bacteria in your belly to
No,
process it.
no. If I didn't peel the fruit myself and make sure that there was no soft spot or anything in the peel,
Yeah.
that I wouldn't eat a fruit. If I'd have to remember it if I went down to the Capitol and stayed in a place, they'd give you a drink. You had to make sure you had no ice in it.
Right. Right.
And if they gave you a water, you had to make sure it was bottled water and
Like you took it.
you were opening it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And all that kind of stuff
Yeah.
and you had to boil your water. Anything you
Yeah.
did with and I did. I just followed all the rules, and I never, nothing,
And you had a
nothing.
beautiful experience.
I sure did. I did.
And it changed your perspective of the world and yourself.
It, it did. For one thing, it was like, I know when you go there, you have to be careful not to be political at all,
Yeah.
because the countries are thinking you're a spy. You are
Right.
CIA, really,
Right.
disguised as a Peace Corps volunteer. So you have to be really careful. And I remember one time, one of my male students was talking to me. They had just had elections for the president,
Mhm.
and I put quotes around that president. And he said, "So we're just like you. We have a president. We elect the president. It's just like the United States." And I said, "Yeah. The only thing is that our elections are different." And he goes, "Oh, how?" I go, "Well, in my country, it's secret.
Mhm.
No one knows who you voted for. In your country, they come in and they representing the president and say, anyone for the president, raise your hand.
Oh my gosh.
Anyone against, raise your hand. And meanwhile, these are army guys, huge, with
Yeah.
guns
Yeah.
slung over their for
Yeah.
the everybody's for the president. And so I kind of I wondered if I planted that seed.
Right?
But that's all I said. That was the most political thing I ever did, to see if maybe later that, because that was a smart boy.
Right. Right.
Maybe later he
Did
that
something
kind of
different.
started entering in his head. Oh,
Right. Hmm. Looking
hmm,
more into how other people do things.
yeah, and like how it's not really free elections when
When your
you're
life's at
all
stake.
rounded up inside a church and they come in
Right.
huge army guys, usually also drunk, that you,
Wow.
yeah, you're not going to be against, that's for sure.
That that's interesting. I had no idea.
Well, I don't know if that's the way it is now, but
It
I'm not
was.
sure. But I do know that they're right now in the midst of protests because the the current president, which is the son of the president when I was there,
Right?
um, and he is just changing constitution to allow him to be president for life. And so the
Raise your
students,
hand.
yeah, the students are demonstrating, like, and so they're coming down on him, like, not kindly, obviously.
Maybe one of the people who's demonstrating, protesting is that kid.
Well, he'd be a
He'd be an
yeah,
adult by now. Like,
a way
yeah,
adult. Yeah, he'd be
yeah,
probably just 5 years younger than me or something. If
yeah.
he's still even alive.
Maybe
You
his
know,
kid is a
his kid
protester,
though, could
right?
be his kid,
Yeah.
but yeah, that'd be,
Ripples.
yeah, the ripple, the
Yeah.
butterfly
Yeah.
wing.
Well, thank you so much, Cynthia, for this conversation.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate your story, and I cannot wait to hear when you actually meet up with,
With Tanata.
yes, Batanata. Thank
Okay,
you. Enjoy your
thank you.
day.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.